Hello, Alan.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we can't
I've
see
been
you.
trying for 5 minutes. Okay, I can hear you guys too, so,
We can't see you, though. Can you put your camera up, please?
yeah, once the meeting starts,
Okay.
because I can't see any of you guys.
We all ready to go? Like to call the Planning and Zoning meeting of Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. This section of the meeting is for public comment. Anyone in the public? Seeing none, just so we're on the same page, the sitting commissioners or everyone that's here, Commissioner Moorhurst, Commissioner Robbins, Commissioner Glico, Commissioner Hussey, and myself, Commissioner Zerilli. Motion to adopt a consent agenda. Can I get a motion, sorry. Can I get a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion to,
I move to adopt the consent agenda.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're on agenda item A, review and set public hearing, proposed zoning regulation amendment, Town of Rocky Hill, proposing to add to section 6.0.2 dispensary, medical marijuana, and adult use cannabis retailer. Kim?
Hang on, I'm just getting to that page in my regulations. We've had, just so you know, we've had a lot of requests. Every couple months, we have the same request for a retail adult use cannabis facility in the town of Rocky Hill, and what does the town think of it? And I know through time, since the regulations at the state have been enacted, we come before you just to ask what your feeling is. So I said, okay, let's put together something, have the commission review it, and set a hearing. That way, there will be a decision one way or the other. So when the people call, we have something to tell them. So under 6.0, we already have the producer where you have medical marijuana and adult use cannabis. That's already for the production. And what we'd like to do is add the term adult use cannabis retailer to 6.02 for the dispensary. That said, that would have the same setback requirements as a medical marijuana dispensary. The property on which a dispensary, whether it be medical or adult use, located shall not be permitted within 1,000 feet of any portion of a property on which a duly organized school, municipal park, recreational facility, place of worship is located, or within 200 feet of a boundary of a residential zoning district as designated on the official zoning map. They talk about marijuana and marijuana paraphernalia and products made thereof shall not be clearly visible from the exterior of the dispensing facility, and dispensaries shall comply with Connecticut general statutes, etc. We're also looking to add definitions to the regulations, and once again, this is more to find out what the town is thinking and to find out what the commission is thinking. Define cannabis, marijuana as defined in section 21A-40, 240 of the Connecticut General Statutes. Add a definition of dispensary, means a place of business where cannabis may be dispensed, sold.
Excuse me, do we need to do something on A before B, or can we mold them all together? Because
Oh, I'm sorry,
talking about
I'm
B right
sorry, I'm sorry.
can we,
Sorry
do we have
about
to do
that.
something with A before B?
Yes,
or-
I'm sorry about
okay.
that. I was just,
No, I get it.
figured it's
I'm-
all related, so.
We're good.
Okay. If you wanted to,
Yeah, they're separate issues.
yep.
So, what date do you think we can do a public hearing? Is it the next meeting, or?
Well, we have to send it on to the regional planning agencies also, so typically that's 35 days in advance, and February is a short month. We're meeting on the 21st, so I would give it to
March?
March.
So what is that date?
Third Wednesday in March, off the top of my head, I don't know. Calendar, hang on. The 20th
So can I get a motion for, to set a public hearing for March 20th, 2024?
Motion to set a public hearing for March 20th, 2024 to discuss, or to put on the agenda, the zoning regulation amendment for the use of section 6.02 dispensary medical marijuana and adult use cannabis retailer.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Agenda item B, review and set public hearing, proposed zoning regulation amendment, Town of Rocky Hill, and add to section 2B defined terms, cannabis, marijuana, as defined in section 21A-240 of the Connecticut General Statutes. 2, dispensary means a place of business where cannabis may be dispensed, sold, or distributed in accordance with chapter 420F of the Connecticut General Statutes and any regulations adopted thereunder to qualify patients and caregivers, and to which the department has issued a dispensary facility license under chapter 420F of the Connecticut General Statutes. Number 3, adult use cannabis retailer, a person excluding a dispensary facility that is licensed to purchase cannabis and cannabis products from producers, cultivators, product manufacturers, and food and beverage manufacturers, and to sell cannabis and cannabis products to consumers and research programs. Kim?
Once again, in keeping in line with item A above, we're just doing this for point of clarification.
So can I get a motion to do something similar on March 20th, 24, and set a public hearing?
Motion to set public hearing, proposed zoning regulation amendment, Town of Rocky Hill, to add section 2.B defined terms for cannabis dispensary and adult use cannabis retailer.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda
Aye.
item C, review and set public hearing, Town of Rocky Hill, several wording modifications addressing CT Public Act 21-29, section I or 1? 1.B.2.2, other purposes, section 2.B, definitions of home occupation, section 3.A.1, R-40 districts, section 3-C.2.3.3, permitted by zoning permit staff, home-based business, section 4.A.1, town center, section 6.B.1.3, general standards, conservation design subdivisions, and section 6B.3.2I, open space requirements, section 6C.2.6, considerations, active adult housing, section 6D.1, purpose, cluster residence, section 7C.1.1, purpose signage, section 7F.3.1F, delete, section A.8A.1.4A, non-conforming uses, section 8C.1, purpose, design considerations, and section 8C.4, section 8C.426, building design, section 9D, special permit criteria, A.2, suitable location for use, and B.1, appropriate improvements.
That was very good, thank you. You may recall Public Act 2129 talked about the word character and how the legislation has changed, so municipalities, particularly planning and zoning commissions, cannot talk about community character, cannot render a decision stating that it doesn't fit into the character of the community. You can talk about the physical characteristics of a particular property. So we basically took the word format of the zoning regulations, did a find for the word character or characteristics, read everything, and decided there were some areas that had to be modified based upon that public act. So we tried our best. There were 2 areas that we did not change as of yet. I'll get to those, but I can just review real quick if you want me to, or,
Yeah, it's fine,
Okay.
your choice.
okay. So the first section on the introduction, the other purposes of zoning, basically, and it says, to divide the town into districts with considerations as to the character. So I said to divide the town into districts with considerations to the types of uses. Under home occupation, where it talks about does not change the residential character of the dwelling or the surrounding area, the wording was changed to, proposed to change to does not create the appearance of a business in a residentially zoned area.
So the things that you're reading right now, that would be part of the public hearing?
Correct.
Like when you list it all
Yes.
out? So it's not exactly this wording, it's what you're proposing and everything,
Changes.
all the changes,
Correct, these are
right?
the changes, yep. And I'm not reading the sections right now, I'm just going page by page here. Under 3A1, the R40 district, the wording change would be, well, the wording as it exists, this district is composed of certain lands and structures in the town having as a low-density, single-family residential character. The proposed change, this district is comprised of certain lands and structures in the town primarily for lower-density residential development.
Can I make a suggestion? That we get these changes in text over the next few weeks or few days or whatever, and then we review them at the public hearing? Because right now it's a lot of words and we're not actually looking at the words that you're proposing, so we could miss something.
Okay, you were given the, we did send the packet out electronically, and I have
Okay.
to, I apologize for that because I wasn't sure if they were doing appointments. I was told they would be doing commission appointments on the 16th. And not knowing who was on the commission, we opted to do it that way. Every 2 years this happens, so we did it that way.
Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot that all that stuff is already in front of us. I did go through it, but okay, never mind.
So I don't know if,
I withdraw my comment.
I'm okay if you go through them. Ultimately, we're gonna set a public hearing, and this is all gonna go before the public. So if you wanna go through them, or we can just set the public hearing and do that. I leave it up to you. It's your-
whichever you'd like to do. I just wanted to make sure the commission was fine with what we were saying. There were two things, maybe I'll just point out, there were two areas where we had not done word changes yet, and that was section 6B1, it's general standards under the conservation design subdivision. It states the design elements of the proposed development will be compatible with the characteristics of the neighborhood. That needs to change and not talk about compatibility with the neighborhood or characteristics of the neighborhood, so that's language that we need to modify. And then back in section 8C4, design considerations, we modified a lot of wording in that few sentences. However, the last phrase, "and preserve and improve the appearance and beauty of the community," that we did not change as of this point in time. But that should have to be changed as well.
Okay,
So that we can work on and include in the hearing if you'd like. I mean, it's basically word changes, so.
does this have to go through the same procedures as we did in A and B? Can it go in the same meeting?
Yes, it can. Yep. And we could report back to you those other changes in February
In
if you
February, yeah.
want us to.
So can I get a motion to set this public hearing the same day, March 20th, 2024?
Motion to set public hearing, Town of Rocky Hill, for several wording modifications to the sections of the planning and zoning regulations as so duly noted by Commissioner Zarelli in
Can I-
detail.
Nice. Can I get a second?
And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Agenda item D, review and set public hearing, Town of Rocky Hill, several wording modifications. Section 3C, accessory uses, 3C1, permitted by right, no zoning permit required. 7-day care, that's weird. 7-day care, family child care home and group child care home as licensed by the State Office of Early Childhood. That's kind of weird there.
Yeah, that's a
Section
subsection.
3C2, permitted by zoning permit, staff, delete language daycare, group child care home. And number 3, Section 4C, accessory uses and structures, 4C1, permitted by right, no zoning permit required. Add the following, number 5, family child care home and group child care home as licensed by the State Office of Early Childhood in a multifamily dwelling. Same thing.
This is the same type of thing, and this is obviously for this is for compliance with Public Act 23-142 about group child care and family care, child care homes. They need to be allowed by right per state law, so we have to modify our regulations, so there's no zoning permit required.
Can we do this the same day?
Same day.
Can I get a motion for March 20th, 2024 to set a public hearing?
Can we clarify that 7.day? Is
Oh, that should be a subsection.
It's a number
Oh,
7.
okay.
It's a-
Yeah, it's like instead
Yeah.
of-
I was thinking maybe it was a 7-day.
No, it should be,
Childcare.
it should be subsection, so there's a list like 1 through 8 in this
Okay,
item. So,
perfect.
Thank you for pointing that out. That does help.
So we'll make a motion to accept, nope, not to accept, to,
Set a public
Set a
hearing.
public hearing.
set a
March
public
20th.
hearing for March 20th, 2024.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Agenda item E, appointments of Capital Region Council of Governments, Regional Planning Commission, regular member and alternate member. I think on this one, we'll just wait for the next meeting when we have the full commission. That way we can discuss it as a full commission.
Yes, I just want people to, think ahead and see if they'd be interested in serving on the Regional Planning Agency. They're looking for a regular member and an alternate member.
I have a question. Are these daytime meetings, nighttime meetings, monthly, or?
They meet at 7 PM on Zoom, via Zoom, at least until further notice, and they meet like quarterly, starting in March.
Okay, thank you.
Do we, to make that official, do we have to table it?
Table.
Okay. Can I get a motion to table agenda item E?
Motion to table agenda item E for appointments to the Capital Regional Council of Governments.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, number 5, election of officers. I believe we'll do that at the next meeting also, so everyone's present. Number B, 2024 bylaws.
Yeah, I would just say that we should table also to the next meeting. However, they are in your packet and they were sent to you electronically, so I would ask that members review them for the February 21 meeting, and if there's any changes, if you could send them just to me. I would ask that you refrain from sending them to the entire commission, just send them on to me.
Zoning enforcement.
We do have a new zoning enforcement officer who has started. I was hoping to have a little more interesting agenda for him to participate and be introduced to you folks, so maybe at our next meeting.
Sure.
But his name is Ben Winter. He comes from, he lives in the northern part of the state, but he last worked in New Canaan, so it's a little different feel. But he's already been indoctrinated in some of our more interesting zoning enforcement issues, dealing with blight and some, I would say, frequent flyers. So we do, as a department, have a presentation before the council. It was supposed to be this past week. It's going to be in February now, where we, as a department, tell them basically what it is we do.
I'm sorry, Ben?
Ben?
Will Ben be responsible for that rolling sheet that you given us in the past?
Yes.
Okay. Minor modifications?
None.
Plan Implementation Committee.
Our next meeting is scheduled for February 7th, and we will be talking about hopefully what was supposed to be on the December agenda, as well as this commission and the Plan Implementation Committee talking about the POCD update.
Any legislation?
No, outside of what you kind of heard this evening through some of the different public acts we're dealing with. We do have something I want to point out. We do have 10 applications for the Affordable Housing Committee. The plan was put together, and we have a town ordinance. However, if you have anybody that may possibly be interested in serving on the Affordable Housing Committee on its implementation of the Affordable Housing Plan, please let me know and I'll get them an application. We do have a section online under boards and commissions. Click on Affordable Housing and the plan will come up as well as the application. So we'd like to get a few more applicants so I can forward them on to the town council and they can appoint the committee. It's a 7-member committee.
Any communications?
We have something from the DEEP, Connecticut Department of Energy and the Environmental Protection, to the owners of the landfill. They did some clearing on the landfill. They are, in fact, allowed to clear but not stump, so they need some, ground vegetation. So they've been working with primarily Dave Pomberg, who now deals with wetlands, to deal with that violation. So that's what's going on now.
Do you have any bills?
No.
Nice. Motion to adjourn. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Sorry.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good.
Good night, Alan.
Night.